Welcome back to the first video I've done in a couple of weeks. Kind of been gone over the weekends these past couple of weeks, so I haven't been able to race really at all. We are finally into the playoffs though. Daytona was last week, which again, like I stated at the start, I missed. So now we will be back at Darlington where I won last season to punch my ticket to the championship race. This season though, there is an extra round. It's round of 8, then into the round of 6, and then the championship 4. So for this season, stakes are a bit higher. But just like always, Darlington's going to be something. We even got the throwbacks here this week. I think everyone that was racing ran a throwback, which was really cool to see this season. So that's about it. Like, subscribe, do all that. Let's get into the first playoff race of season 7. All right, so just like always, I qualified on pole here at Darlington. I have a Jeremy Mayfield throwback here today. You see all the different throwbacks. One thing I will say, that 38, that is not Blue. That is Smile today. He filled in for Blue, who was in Florida at the time. So who knows what'll happen? Hopefully he can be up at the front to start this race. But to start this race, actually, I get a very good start. People are already wrecking. That's King and Tanuki. Tanuki running that Danica throwback, already acting like her on lap 1. But yeah, I kind of just run away here to start. See Oda in that 20 Home Depot car. Very similar throwback to what I ran last season. He's in frame there for a little bit, but I get away from him right away. And yeah, I'm through right now. I'm leading pretty comfortably. You see Oda pops back into frame, getting pushed by Tanuki. I think he was getting pushed by someone else, but who really knows? I get the run off the top, and I just say goodbye. So you see Happy in the 5. He's not a playoff driver, but he was here for the race. All the non-playoff drivers that were here were told not to interfere with the race. So those drivers are Happy, Iron, and Kaz. They were told pre-race, do not interfere with the playoff drivers, and if you do, you will be parked for the rest of the season. So we're going to skip ahead here to lap 10, and Smile is caught up to me. Me and him probably did 70 or so laps the morning of the race because he hadn't gotten any practice yet. So I went in there, practiced with him for a long time, and made sure we had the lines figured out. As you see, he bumps me, gets the inside here, and is going to stick it here for a moment. I get a run, and it is going to clear him, so I will stay out in front for the meantime. But he can easily just bump me out of the way and take the lead. Tanuki is just sitting back there waiting for one of us to make a mistake. Nothing's happening yet. I keep blocking Smile, putting him way down the inside. See Daga popping the frame there in another Kurt Busch throwback as always, but Smile clears me and is going to take the lead in that 38 car. Lap 12 here. I'm just sitting right in line. Tanuki on my inside. I get tight in the corner, allowed Tanuki to the inside, and here comes the train. One thing you will notice, it is very easy to lose spots here. It is not very easy to overtake. If you get stuck on the outside, it can be hard to keep your position. Luckily, out of turn 3 and 4, you get a good run if you're on the outside, so you can kind of keep your position. Here I get put down onto that apron kind of area by Daya, but I do keep my ground, get into second now, right behind Smile once again. This was very it was a hard decision for me to make. The 38 here, the driver of it, I know really well personally. First year, first season in this league, it'd be amazing to have that car in the next round, especially that it's my team as well. But as you see, as I'm talking about that, I've dropped all the way down to 5th, now even 6th, because it's not easy to stay on the high side in turns 1 and 2. As Dega puts me up the track, which puts Tanuki in the wall. There goes Rover in the wall as well, running a Jamie McMurray throwback. Yeah, stuck on this middle line right now and can't really do much. Just got to hope I can get out of the corner well and get past Tanuki, hopefully. I kind of lock bumpers there for a sec with Dega, but nothing really happens. I go and try and clear Tanuki, and it does work. So I stick on this outside line looking for a run off the corner, and it works. Smile still leading the race. King in second. I go low. Dega blocks it. He's going to get to the inside and then get forced down, not let up. He's going to lose a couple spots here out of the corner, not getting a very good run out of it. I go to the inside of Oda to kind of help King here for the moment, try and get past Oda or really anybody, because I'm looking to get ahead and get back up to second or even first here. Oda puts me down the track a little bit. I'm a little slow, but I'm going to use him up all I want to be able to get past him here. Going to use the draft from King, put Oda in the wall a little bit there, bumping and banging a little bit. It's Darlington. It's an old track, old school, everything here. You're going to see lots of bumps as I go really aggressive for the block, and it works out somehow. I just about turn myself as there goes Oda. He's going to go around off of Tanuki and Dega. The caution will fly here any second. There it is. As that happens, I power to the outside of King in turns 1 and 2, and it works out. As now I'm getting the draft from Smile. I'm going to have my preferred line through turns 3 and 4, and I will now get the run off the corner compared to King, and we'll get into second with Smile being in first. Now for the restart, you see 2 non-playoff drivers there, Iron and Kaz, the 2 and 12. They are not teammates, by the way, but they are both non-playoff drivers. Kaz hasn't really done much, but people have been complaining about Iron so far in this race. I get a horrible launch off the restart, drop all the way down to 5th. Luckily, Iron goes way up the track. I get back into 4th here. Looking to the outside of Tanuki, not really working. In the back, Dega and Oda were messing around, got themselves tangled up and way in the back for a bit. But now I'm on this outside trying to get past Tanuki. He gets a good enough run to come up and block me. We go back to single file racing here at Darlington. But I'm no stranger to being a little rough. I bumped my own teammate out of the way to get into 3rd here as I kind of put him in the wall, put myself in the wall off of his bumper. But now I look to the inside of King off of that, and I'm going to get past him here. I'm going to have to go up and block if I want to stay ahead of him, and I will. Into 2nd place I go. Now Smile, I'm going to brake here to stay on the inside. Not going to work, though. Tanuki gets to my inside. King eventually backs out to stay on the inside and not lose any positions. But I actually stay side by side with Tanuki. He gets side by side with Smile. We're going 3 wide into turn 3 and 4. Smile puts Tanuki up the track, runs me into the wall, and there go all my positions. There goes all that progress I had just made up in a lap or 2. Now King and Tanuki. King puts Tanuki down the track. Tanuki is going to turn right and pretty much SERP King. If you don't know what that means, that's intentionally coming up the track to wreck someone. That's what Tanuki did just right there, and I don't know how it didn't warrant a penalty, but it happened, and we are moving on from that. So now on to lap 25, I have caught back up to Oda here. He has a horrible turn 1 and 2, so I'm just going to power right to the inside and get past him here soon as he puts me way down the track trying to stop the overtake, but that's not going to work. I'm just going to stay side by side on the slow side, come up the track here out of the corner, block him off, and that is a pass made. Now I look into turns 1 and 2, make sure Oda doesn't get past me, looking for someone to mess up in the front pack so that I can catch right away. Nice thing is I'm getting all this draft, and with turns 1 and 2 being flat out, I gain a lot of time. As you see, Kaz on the bottom just letting people go. He's actually going to the pits. He's retiring from the race. He was having some lag issues apparently and had to leave the race to not warrant a penalty of him getting into anybody. Is King. His tempers are flaring here at Darlington. He's getting into gosh, I can't talk. He is rubbing into Tanuki, but while they're doing that, that's going to get me to go around the outside of both of them and get a double overtake done in just one corner. Their two antics right there, both of them trying to wreck each other, slow each other down, caused me to come right past them, and into third I go. Now I've got my two ECR cars that made the playoffs in front of me, Rover and Smile right in front. I'm looking to try and make an overtake on one of them. I know Rover isn't very good at this track, so I take advantage of that, go to the inside, get a good run, stay on his inside. Now I will be able to make this overtake in turns 1 and 2 here. But instead of making the overtake, I go on the apron and slow myself down, which lets Rover stay in front of me. This also allowed Tanuki to catch up to me, and now we've got 4 Fords up front, ECR and TNR here, all up at the front. But now I get past Rover, block him a little bit, keep blocking him. I look to the inside of Smile, and it's going to work. I will get to the inside, and I'm going to stick it down there, get a push from Tanuki, and I will now be going to the lead here at Darlington on lap 30. Is now I'm going to push from my TNR teammate. Smile gets a push from his ECR teammate. Teammates all around helping each other as Tanuki's going to repay the favor from earlier in the race, bump me out of the way, and get to P1. But hold on, I get a run on the outside. We are neck and neck now. It's now team owners and second drivers going together, working together. Is now Smile's going to ditch Tanuki, and he's going to look for the lead. Smile ditches me. Now we're back to teammates pushing each other as King now enters the picture. 3 wide for the lead here. Rover backs out, but still sort of there. Not going to work for him. I get a run on the outside. We stay 2 by 2, and now another row 2 wide with Dega. Oh, I cannot talk. Dega appeared in the picture for a moment, then he disappeared. Now it's Oda, but now I put it 3 wide going into turn 3 and 4. Usually doesn't work. Right now it is working out for me somehow. Rover's going to come up the track. I got to get a push from someone, and it comes from King. Smile blocks me off from trying to make a move. Now I look to the inside on the apron. I'm going to get there. I'm going to bump Smile out of the way, and I'm going to look for the lead here. Now King has to make a move. Does he push me? Smile? No, he pushes me. Rover goes up to help Smile. I go up the track a little bit. Oda pushes King into me. Now he looks to the inside. I block King off somehow, and they all slow down here. Into turn 1, I'm going to have some breathing room. Is now Oda sends it in turn 1 and 2, and he's going to slow everyone down. And this is going to cause a breakaway for me, and I'm going to lead the race all the way into lap 49 here. 10 laps of just me leading the race with no one around me. Just me, myself, and the track. Just racing around doing my own thing. But now, lap 49, down the backstretch, Smile has finally caught up to me. He is the second most dominant car in this race so far. I've been the most dominant so far. Now Smile, the second most dominant car here. Looking to the inside here on lap 50 with Dega right behind him. And then even Tanuki, 4 Fords leading the pack right now. Is Smile's going to wash up the track. Dega's going to get to the inside. I have to block Smile. Tanuki gets into King. They still all save it. Smile looks for the lead on the inside. He's going to get there, and he's going to have enough of a run to stay in front. But now here comes Tanuki on the outside, pushing me, then ditches me, and is going to go to the inside to help Smile and help himself here. As now people are running into each other in the back. Tanuki looks to the inside of Smile here. I'm going to push Smile as it is the team I own. here on the outside in that middle line. I'm looking to try and go to the bottom, try and get past Tanuki here. Not going to work. I'm going to stay right behind him, but hold on. I'm still on this inside. I'm there on his quarter panel. I'm going to get to the inside and take the lead. But no, here comes Smile from a push from Oda. He's going to get to my inside. We're now 3 wide for the lead. Oda finally making an appearance here at the front of the pack. He breaks, gets behind Smile here to get comfortably into third. But now, here I come with a run on the outside. King and Tanuki both have a huge run out of 3 and 4. But Tanuki decides not to help me. I try and make a late block, and it doesn't work out. I go way to the outside. Tanuki, through the middle, though, made it work and is now up front. Now he has to choose which line he's going to block, the inside or the outside. He goes low to block Smile. I say on the outside. This ended up being the correct move for him because now I'm on this outside just kind of stuck, not able to do anything. As Tanuki leads, Smile 3 wide here into turns 1 and 2. That doesn't work a lot. One of us is going to get shuffled out, and it's going to be me as King gets put up the track, puts me in the wall. Now, me and Rover are tight with Happy here in the corner. Multiple people kind of wall ride for a sec. 3 wide once again. Smile leading, blocking Tanuki. I get put in the wall. I turn myself on Happy's front bumper, and now I'm at the very back of the field at this point. Not a position I want to be in with 21 laps to go, but knowing how fast I have been, I can get back up there eventually. It might take me 4 or 5 laps, but I will get up there. Now, I look to make a power move. Does not work there. Iron on the inside, and Dega blocks me off, but I do get past. Is here still behind Dega and Rover. Dega gets a little loose off of the side of Rover. As you see, Tanuki has actually gotten to the lead up front. They're side by side for the lead right now. I make a huge power move here, go 3 wide into turn 3, and get a move done. I clear Rover. Can I clear Dega? Yes, I can. Rover's going to power out on the outside, but it's not going to work well here in turns 1 and 2. I'm going to have much more speed and much more power out of the corner. I will get the overtake done as Tanuki goes on the wall with Smile. Smile still loose. Back into the wall. Back down the track. Into me and Oda. Oda's going to get turned. You see King go up on the wall, Corey LaJoy style. Caution will come out. A 5-car incident there. Huge wreck here at Darlington. You don't see a car go up in the air very often, but that's what King did right there. Is now we have, I don't even know how many laps left. I didn't see it. Me and Tanuki on the front row. TNR locking it out right now. Iron, a non-playoff driver, in 4th right now, doing very well. Rover to 2nd as I do not have a great run on the outside, but now I do somehow. So now I'm looking to try and make a move on Tanuki. King follows me. I go to the outside trying to make something work. It's not going to work though. I push Tanuki out front, and he's going to stay in the lead. Rover not getting a good run out of the corner. It's going to allow me to try and make a move to the inside. Not going to work. I don't get there in time. He is able to stay on my quarter panel and stay in 3rd with a push from Smile on the inside. Now he's looking for the lead on Tanuki. The ECR duo, never mind. Smile punts Rover out of the way, and he's going to go to 2nd. Now Tanuki is going to have a very comfortable lead into turn 1. Not going to have anyone attacking him here. Is now Smile back up here. One of the most dominant cars of the race so far. Maybe now the most dominant car after I had some troubles in that last stint. He's looking for the lead on Tanuki, and he's going to push him up the track. There goes Smile on the inside. He's going to get there, and he is not going to block Tanuki. Tanuki's going to get back side by side. Oda putting it 3 wide into turns 1 and 2. King pushing, not Smile, but Rover out there in the middle lane. It's not going to work out too well. Now it is. Now it's really going to help. Rover into second, clear of everyone in that row. Now I'm going to jump to the inside, push Oda on that inside line, trying to make something happen. I do not get a huge run. I get into King, who gets it into Tanuki. Those two have some beef so far in this race. King backs way out of it into the corner, knowing what's best. Is now I go 3 wide with Rover and Tanuki once again. Now I am side by side with Oda here, trying to make a move on Oda here in the throwback that's very similar to mine from last season. I get the move done. Now my eyes are set on the 38 Smile. I make a move down low. He blocks it very easily. Now I have Tanuki right behind me, trying to push me out of the way. It's not going to work. Now I'm trying to get to the inside of Smile. It's going to work. I'm going to get to his quarter panel here. And now I'm going to try and make a move on the inside. Tanuki right on my back bumper, right on that quarter panel, waiting for me to make a mistake. Not going to happen. I will go to the lead, and I will be clear of both rows. I now block Tanuki since he is on that inside line. I do not want him getting past me, because if I go to the outside, it's not going to work well, as he washes up the track and is going to slow down everyone behind him, give me some room into turns 3 and 4. But now he's getting a push from King. Not so much, actually. He's going to go up into the wall, and I'm going to have free reign during the corner here and just have clear air here for turn 1 and 2. No one to really try and make a move on me. Tanuki has a horrible corner, gets bumped to the outside. King now makes it to the inside. Again, a lot of clean air here. No one really to make a move on me. It'd be a absolutely historically deep dive for someone to get to me in that corner. Won't happen, but Tanuki is going to push King as he blocked. King going to look to the inside. I block it off here into turn 1. I'm braking hard to make sure he does not bump me up the track. I stay in front here. Is now I'm going to block King. I defend low, knowing that's where he wants to go, and it works out. He gives me another push. I have to slow down a bit to make the second half of the corner, and it works out. With now 9 laps to go, I lead here at Darlington somewhat comfortably, with King in second and Smile in third, who has been very dominant in this race. Me and him have led the most laps by far this race. Is now Smile goes to the inside. Oda follows him. I have to make a move. I go low to try and block Smile off, and it does work out. Is now I will get a run out of the corner compared to them, and I will have breathing room going into turns 1 and 2 once again. As Smile is on the outside, but pushes Oda down the track enough where he has to check up and get behind him. Is now Smile to the back bumper of my car. I'm going to let him to the inside almost. I want to see what he can do if he's pinched all the way down there. He actually makes it work pretty well, but I get the run on the outside, not enough for me to clear. Now he will have the inside into this corner. Oda follows Smile down into the corner. I have to try and hold my own on this outside, but it won't work too well. I will now go right behind Smile. I even look to the outside here into turn 3 and 4. No, I stay right behind, actually. With only 7 to go, I'm seeing what might I do here. I get the same amount of run that he does out of the corner. I'm just going to follow him through turns 1 and 2 and see what move I want to make. I have to block off Oda here into the corner. He washes up the track, slows down the guys behind. So now I have to make a move. Do I go to the inside, outside? Do I keep pushing? What do? I stay right behind him. I am pretty much arrow blocking everyone behind me at this point, but at the same time, I'm trying to overtake Smile as Oda and Tanuki got into it a little bit. But with 5 laps to go, me and Smile, the top 2, leading the throwback race at Darlington here, trying to make a statement for TNR and ECR early in the playoffs. I look to the inside, then to the outside, trying to pass him. Oda gets to the inside. That's not what I wanted. Hopefully I get a run out of the corner. King's going to push. I'm going to get a decent run out of the corner. It's not going to be enough for me to clear Oda. So now I'm going to have to stay on this outside, hope that he messes up the corner. He does, but it's going to put me up into the wall. It's just going to slow me down even more. Smile now gains even more time on us. Now 3 wide into the corner. Here comes Rover. He's going to push King up 4 wide at Darlington here. It's going to stay 4 wide here as King gets into it with Oda a little bit, goes into me. They're 3 wide still. I make a move to the inside on King. Tanuki goes to the middle, gets past him as well. King is dropping like a rock right now as I make the move to second, as it's now time to run down Smile to not let him get this win. Oda and Tanuki in the wall behind me is now coming up to 2 laps to go. Only need to make it 1 more lap to make this race official here. I don't know how much time I have left to even catch. Well, I do know how much time I have, but I don't know if I can catch Smile in that amount of time. We'll see. Down the backstretch, getting more and more draft, trying to catch up to him. I don't think I'm going to be able to catch if we go green here. But in the back, Tanuki wrecks a couple people. So with that, the caution comes out, and we now have overtime. Me and Smile will now lead the pack. Oda and Rover behind, Daga, and then even Happy. There's a jump start by someone in the back. Daga sees that, and he's actually going to brake check his own teammate and everyone else in that line, and it's going to give me an opening to the inside. Is now Smile, Oda, me, and Rover are the 4 in contention right now. Who's going to be able to get there? I try and make a move on Oda right away. Doesn't work. Glad it didn't work, because then I pushed Oda. I look to the inside on Oda. I kind of push him up track a little bit, but it gets him right behind Smile. Down the front stretch, no wrecks are visible. White flag here at Darlington. I'm getting a push from my co-owner of Rover. I'm getting to the back bumper of Oda. Smile defending for his life as a sub, trying to get that 38 car. Oda goes high. I don't go with him. I go with my car. I'm going to try and push Smile out of the way. It doesn't work. He keeps blocking. He's slowing us both down. Here comes Oda on the outside. Into the wall. There they go. Photo finish for the win, and it's going to be Smile who wins it at Darlington and locks Blue in to the round of 6.